Okay, good afternoon. Hope you're all well. So I've just got it leaning up against the kettle at the moment because I'm in the shop. I want to talk to you again about the pond reactor that I did a video on about 6 weeks ago, something about that. I'm not 100% certain. And if you remember, we had issues about tightening the lid. And that was a few things because we had the issue with the cap that was on the top of the reactor. And then I explained to you about the tube, about the ID that was done on that, and then it couldn't lock in. And then you also remember me going over to Mark Chetter's and then showing you how the system worked over there, and then proved that it didn't leak, and it did exactly what it says on the tin. Over the course of about the last probably 6 weeks, conversations have obviously been taking place. They never come to me, they went via other people about that Pond Reactor didn't do exactly what it said on the tin and blah 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 blah. So got into a conversation with Dave because obviously when we put the video out, he was a little bit concerned about how we did it, and I said, look, at the end of the day, you don't pay me. At the end of the day, you don't give me anything for free. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm being open, honest, and does exactly what it says on the tin, and that's the way I want it to stay. So I'm going to do a full review on the pond reactor. When I mean a full review, I mean exactly a full review. Not only that, I'm going to do it in proper, controlled situation to show you whether it works or whether it don't work. Plain and simple. So the whole concept of the pond reactor is designed for new ponds, and it's designed to reduce the ammonia spikes that you get through I'm doing well with this here now. Good job. You can see I ain't editing none of this. What you're seeing is what you're getting, and there's nothing changing. I don't think I'm going to change that. So through the course of new pond syndrome, you're going to get spikes of ammonia. You're going to get spikes of nitrite. Then you're going to get spikes of nitrate. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Now, the way that the pond reactor or ammonia blocker was being sold, and it was a new revolutionary thing that come onto the market, and it was designed to not stop ammonia completely. It wasn't designed for that. What it was designed for was to take the spikes away. So where you've got your ammonia, you've got your nitrite, you've got your nitrate, it was designed to level it out. That was my understanding of it. To do that, it comes with 7 black sponges and 6 ammonia tea bags. I'm going to use the word tea bag because it's the only way I can really explain it. So, and again, what I'll do is when I do you the review, I'll show you the sponges, I'll show you the tea bag, and then I'll explain to you exactly what it is. Now, obviously, I do not know what is inside this tea bag. I don't know, okay? I thought it was zeolite. I was wrong. Simple as that, okay? It is a secret recipe that is done specifically for these, and they're sold. The ammonia pads are sold on a regular basis, and they were done specifically originally for they were done specifically for aquariums. That was what it was originally done for. And then they wanted to see if it could be adapted out on a bigger scale to cover koi. That's what it was designed for. So that's the background around it, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a pond reactor open, and I'm going to show you what's inside a pond reactor box, and then we'll talk about whether there's anything good, anything bad, what it needs, what it don't need. So we'll do that first. So you can see I've got normal clothes on. So I'll come back to you in about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so basically in the box comes two brackets, a pond reactor. I'll actually open this one to show you. Inside, take the lid off. You've got a bag of tea bags, or I call them tea bags, ammonia pads, and you get bag of sponges. In there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sponges are in there. And then you can see in there, it's basically a unit. You can see through the inside of it, look. So you can see it's clear inside. So that's it. It's got a grid at the bottom, and it's also got a grid in the top. So if you look at that, you can see there's a grid in the top of that. Okay. First thing on this review is when you look at the manual, it says that you use number 10 screws to screw this to the brackets, and it don't come with any screws. So that's the first thing, or doesn't come with any raw plugs. So if you wanted to put this on a wall, you'd need to provide your own raw plugs, which I would recommend on these would be the brown raw plugs. The number 7 drill, masonry drill, and then I would be using ideally 6x80 screws. I'll be using on these to go in there. So that's the first thing, is there's no screws in the box. So that's the first recommendation. Just give me 2 seconds, because I'm going to fetch the box. So this is the box that it comes in, and as you can see, pond reactor. There's some information on the back. I'll take you through the information in a minute. And then on the front, basically shows you exactly what it is. You can see retails at $2.58. So on the back, and I'll read this to you, so it says exactly what it says. So pond reactor. So RP Aquatics Pond Reactor is a unique aquatic application developed and manufactured by Resin Products Limited. The unique multifunctional application is designed for water purification. In red, it says ready to plumb and play with 6 ammonia pods included. So it's plug and play, it's ready to go, apart from the screws, obviously. So RP Aquatic Ammonia Block. So ammonia block is a unique premium grade ammonia removal media. It eradicates poisonous ammonia infinitely quicker than any other product on the market. You can see I can't read very well in the dark. Probably better, just bear me a sec, I'll turn the lights on as well so I can see. And again, you can see none of this is edited, none of this is changed. It's exactly factual, exactly what it says on the tin. I'm not going to edit it. Well, the only bit I'll probably edit will be a bit further down if I do any, my language is colourful, then I'll edit it, set that out. So it says, this is where I start wearing glasses now. So, just go back again. So it says, ammonia block is a unique premium grade ammonia removal media. It eradicates poisonous ammonia infinitely quicker than any other product on the market. New ponds can be stocked immediately without fear of an ammonia spike or losing fish, allowing the nitrogen cycle to mature naturally over a 12-week period. Our advanced product will diminish gradually over time, allowing the filter to transition naturally without fear of ammonia spikes. So the features are, it's safe start on your pond, prevention of ammonia spikes, removal of ammonia spikes with peace of mind whilst on holiday, and can last up to 12 weeks, load dependent. Also says systems. It says when using to start a pond, please plumb the reactor after your biological section. Layman's terms. So easy pod, Nexus 320, RDF biochamber. This has to be plumbed in after that. The simple reason is this is designed to take the ammonia out. And the ammonia is what helps you with the nitrogen cycle, obviously. If I'm teaching you to suck eggs, I apologise. But I'm trying to do this as well for people that are not as experienced as a number of people that could be watching this. So, I forgot what I was going to say then. So, I'll just carry back on now. So, it also says round ponds must be placed flat and not squashed up between the sponges as shown in the diagram. So if you have a look there, there's a diagram and it tells you how to do them. So basically it's sponge, ammonia blocker, sponge, ammonia blocker, and so on and so on and so on. And it goes through all the details of what to do and what not to do. Okay. One of the main things is do not set these horizontal. They have to be vertical. So whether it be water going in the bottom, up and out the top, or whether it's water going in the top, coming down, going out of the bottom, it's got to be upright. So that's that. Round pods must be placed flat and not squashed between the sponges, as shown in the diagram, and that's to maximise exposure to the water flow. The position of the reactor is critical. Please see the diagram below. The reactor must be plumbed vertically and is recommended to be used on a bypass system or flow control to minimise maintenance. What that means is you come out your pump goes into a return, that's your straight in. What this is to use a bypass. So where you've got your pipe that goes into your return, put an outlet off, in onto a ball valve, go through or slide valve, go through your reactor, come out through the top, and then you can either access back into the pond, you can access into a backy shower, or you can go back into the pipe, back into the pond. Just make sure that when you've got a ball valve at the bottom to stop the water going out, you need a ball valve at the top to stop the water coming back in. And the reason for that is so you can take off the reactor, or alternatively you can close it, move the rubber boot, which I'll show you later, change it, take the top off, take all the bits and pieces out, clean them. They can be cleaned in tap water. That's the beauty of this. So then you can put the sponges back in, and then you can either have sponges on their own, which will use like a water clarifier, or as an ammonia blocker by sticking the pads in between each sponge, and that will give you that facility. I'll probably come out with that information in a minute. So, suitability. So with a mature pond, it's recommended that you clean the filtration beforehand. Remove the pods whilst using fish disease treatments. It can be used with a combination of pods. Now what it means by that is there's phosphate tea bags, there's loads of other different tea bags, but specifically these are the ones that we're going to be talking about for ammonia. So compatible with a wide range of pH parameters and temperature conditions. So whether you've got a pH of below 7.5, a pH of above 7.5, and a multitude of temperatures. What it means by that is cold water ambient, or heated as in when it comes with quarantine. And I'm going to go on to that in a bit later. So application. So application is 7 sponges, separate 6 ammonia pods included. Sponges alone can be used as a polish application. And clean the reactor when flow becomes restricted. So what it means by that is if the flow is restricted, take the sponges out, give them a clean underneath the tap, give them a squeeze out, check them, put them back in, back away. Job's a good one. Please remove the internal packaging before use, for obvious reasons. So obviously that's going to block everything up. Flexible boot connectors, which are a 50 to 63, are recommended for excellent seal and easy access for cleaning. So I'll quickly show you one of those that we've got in the shop. Okay, everybody's seen these before. So they're 2-inch, I'll call them splitters. So bear with me a sec. They're 2-inch splitters. Okay, now 2-inch pipe, 2-inch waste, 2-inch pressure, doesn't matter. Cut it, slide that over the bottom, slide that over the top, and then run straight through. And then you'll come through a pipe onto a radius one, so it'll be that on its own, into the pond reactor. Or you can go this, pipe, ball valve, slide valve, pipe, and then straight into your reactor. Come out from the top, and then you'll do exactly the same, but it'll be in reverse. So you'll have, so that will go that way, if you can see. So you'll go reactor, slide valve, ball valve, then you'll go in and then out and then straight back in. Always make sure you've got that direction correct, because obviously if it's coming out of the pond into the reactor, you want it that way. And then if it's coming out of the reactor into the pond, you want it that way. So that gives you the flow. And then in between these, potentially you'd have a pipe in here between the two of these, top and bottom. And again, you'd have a ball valve and a slide valve. So that basically what that's going to do, it's going to isolate that, send it through that way. Another reason for it is the flow can be controlled between the reactor and the pipe by sliding it in, turning it up, and just controlling the flow. That's what that's about. So that explains that. So flexible boot 50 to 63 are recommended for an excellent seal and easy access cleaning. Now, as I said about the screws, number 10 screws are recommended for the bracket housing. So they're recommended. It might have been good if they'd have been with it. So that's for me. So then it shows you the applications. So it shows you about where the reactor would fit. So if it's gravity fed, comes into your filter, comes into your pump, into the reactor, and then back into your pond. If it's pressure filter, so then basically you'll go through your pump, through the pressure filter, through the pump, through the pressure filter, go round into a bypass, which is what we just discussed, and then goes into the reactor. Does it that way. And then you can have it as the same as what I was on about then with the bucket shower. So you'll have it as through the pump, go through the reactor, and then you've got a bypass, and then you can go into a bucket shower, and then it'll do the other bits and pieces as well. So you can see there, it's also using a skimmer as well. So, and obviously if you go on the website, you'll be able to see this, or I can zoom it in, but it's, you can see what I mean. So it gives you all that bits of information there. Okay, so if you want to pause that, pause it. Sorry everything's not centralised, but again, all this is going to be unedited. So, commercial applications. This is the critical bit now. So for shops and fish farms. So safeguard your stock on delivery from ammonia spikes. Prevents ammonia spikes when growing on fry, and allows you to hold more stock, saving on expensive import costs. It then says at the bottom, big white letters, it says, remember with RP Aquatics, no need for chemical dosing, resulting in healthier fish. So that's all the information. There is a QR code, which is located on there. So I don't know whether you're able to do a QR code scan on that. And then it's a YouTube video that shows related to that. Okay? So, that's pretty much everything that's been discussed on the box. So I'll put that over there. Right. I'm going to break this open. So this one now is off sale. I'm going to crack the bag open. Remember I said to you about tea bags. So I'm going to come round and I'm just going to show you. Again, this is unedited. So as you can see, it's a tea bag. And inside there is some chemicals or something that's in there. But what I want you to see, if you can see, it's very, very fine. So you can see you can just make daylight through it. You can just make through stuff that's in the background. Look. So it's about half full, pretty much half full. So you can imagine it's got to be flat. So you've got to imagine that the water has now got to come through this. Okay. You've then got. Crack these open. So you've got black sponge filters. We've all seen black sponge filters, but you can see there it's got holes in it that are quite porous. So you can see, so that allows a good flow of water. So you can see that, yeah. So then basically what happens is, and I know I'm showing it in a different. So this should be facing up like that, and then that should be sitting on the top like that, and then you stick another sponge on the top, and then you stick an ammonia on the top of that. That's why there's 7 sponges and there's 6 of those. Okay, so in theory, show you again. So the way it's been explained, you got a sponge, then you've got the ammonia blocker, and then you stick a sponge on the top like that. Okay, then obviously you've got another ammonia blocker that then sits on the top like that. And it goes up and it goes up and it goes up. Now, sponges. So if you think about it realistically, see that? That could do ideally with being maybe a little bit stronger. Okay? Because for me, if I'm putting 10,000 litres of water through that, could I be doing that potentially? Well, that's possible, isn't it? We don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just using that as a suggestion. Okay, but obviously this is now sitting inside a vessel. So if I'm trying to flow 10,000 litres through that, and I'm trying to push against that, so bearing in mind I'm pushing against that sponge, then I'm pushing against that tea bag, then I'm pushing against that sponge, and I'm doing that 6 times. So, and obviously on the bottom of this, you've got an attachment that goes on, and then obviously you use the rubber boot that comes outside. Now, one thing I've found, you cannot solvent weld a pipe to this. Cannot do it. This is not designed for solvent weld. It's designed for literally sticking a rubber boot up. So basically, rubber boot, 2-inch rubber boot, and it fits straight on. Nice and easy, nice and easy. So very, very simple. So if that's on the bottom, see I've got the radius there, look. So that would be on the bottom, with the radius going in that way. If I've got it on the top, then I've got the radius doing it that on the way out, if that makes sense. Okay, but obviously there wouldn't be the top bit on it. So that's that. Again, there's gridding inside there. I would say the gridding in that is 10 mil square, something like that. Maybe a little bit bigger, maybe 12 mil square. So that's what it is on that. So that is the review on the outside of it. So I'm going to use this based on a dealer point of view. Okay, so my plan of action is going to be, if you remember, I've got a new system that's in there. You've seen the videos on the 500 gallon. There's a Nexus 320 in there. There's nothing else. It's just a Nexus 320, and there's a 500. I'm going to simulate in a controlled situation with a brand new filter, brand new pond. I'm going to put one of these on, brand new, and I'm going to put fish in that pond. I'm going to cycle the water. Well, it's already been cycled, so I'm going to cycle the water for approximately 2 weeks. What I'm also going to do then is, once I've done the cycling for 2 weeks, I'm going to put a couple of donor fish in there. They're just going to be donor fish, nothing else. 2 weeks after that, I've got fish coming in from Kent. There's approximately 120 fish. Between now and then, those fish are going to go straight into there because it's a quarantine. That's what it's for. After that, I'm then going to put this direct on. I've spoken to Dave from RP Aquatics. And I've said to Dave, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. So I've invited Dave to come down and do an interview on this system. And I'm going to do it based on what you see is what you get. Okay? I want to make it 100% clear. So you've seen a lot of my videos and you've seen that I've taken on the likes of eel and one, basically. So I'm not scared in any shape or form that if a product isn't at its best, I ain't got a problem with constructive suggestions to ensure that it meets the expectations of you, the customer. At the moment, for me, there was an issue previously with these, tightening these up. And I had to get a couple of spanners and 2 people grunching it up. I didn't need to do it. For the simple reason is, if I'd used a little bit of common sense, and I'd have stuck on an oil filter, and I'd have got it connected to a bracket and fitted, in theory by hand I should have been able to tighten that, and it should have fitted. Okay? Obviously when I did the previous video we were there with 2 spanners and stuff like that. I didn't really need to do that, and for that I apologise. But it was demonstrated we needed to get it tight, so when we went to Marks we could show it wasn't leaking. It was as simple as that. Okay? So when I'm going to put this together, I'm going to show you it connected, and then what I'll do is, well, I'm assuming I can do that. I'm going to show you, I'm going to get a backy shower, I'm going to get some Kanita, like I've got at the top. I'm going to get some Kanita stones or whatever you call them. I'm going to stick them in the 3-tier backy shower. Assuming I can get a backy shower, that is. So if there's anybody out there that's got a backy shower, wants to do a deal on one, let me know and I'll see what I can sort out. In the meantime, by the time these videos going out, I'd have probably already got one anyway. One thing I do want to do and show you as a test, okay? So basically I'm just going to come up close. And as you can see, I've had a shave. Okay? You don't normally see that very often. Okay? There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And that's because us as blokes know how long it takes to get a beard. Or get stubble, or whatever else you want. I'm going to take these videos and I'm not going to shave until this is done. Okay? You'll see different t-shirts, just to prove that this ain't done on the same day. Very, very simple, okay? Trish is going to get mad, because I ain't going to have a shave. But it is what it is. But that's just adding part to this fun. Now this is either going to go very, very right, or it's going to go very, very wrong. Is what it is, okay? So what I'm going to do, I can't do anything today anyway, because I'm still waiting for the fish and stuff like that. I'm going to go on to one of those marketplaces who will now remain nameless. I'm going to see if I can get a backy shower from off there. I'm going to try and see if I can acquire one. And then what I'm going to do then, you've seen the filter already in there, you've seen it's got media in there, and you've seen the white, it's white, and that's it. You've seen the pond that's in there, you've seen water in there, and you've seen a couple of fish that was in there, so you've seen that. What I'm going to do now is, well, I ain't going to do it now. I'm going to leave this video at this. Again, I'm not going to edit it, so you're going to see me walk around and you're going to see me switch it up. I'm not going to edit it. And then what I'm going to do then is, towards the weekend, hopefully I'll have got a backy shower. So if I've got a backy shower, brilliant. I'm going to throw that on. I'm then going to get a frame. I'm going to connect this up. I'm going to do it with all the sponges. I'm going to show you connected up, hopefully. Then I'm going to take the top connections off. I'm going to unscrew this, and then I can show you about unscrewing it and then why I think that it didn't need the brackets and stuff. So I'm going to unscrew that. I'm going to show you what's inside it. I'm going to set the lid back on. I'm going to connect it all back up so you can see it. Hopefully between now and then, fish will be in. So I will then do a standard water test using NT Labs test kits. I'm not going to use Hannah, or I'm not going to use anything else. I'm just going to use NT Labs test kit for the simple reason is everybody's been using it. Everybody uses one in some shape or form. So everybody knows how they work. They can look at the colours because they know. And then hopefully that way we can say that it's all done in a controlled way. I will use Hannah Ammonia checker in support so I can get the accurate ammonia data. I'm going to do that. What else am I going to do? And then obviously I'm going to try and get this interview with Dave. Dave says that he's only available realistically on a Wednesday, but I don't really want to do anything, get him down until I've got this set up and in, and then I want him to talk me through it. I'm then going to do all the recommended flows that are recommended for this, because I don't know what the recommended flows are, and the manual doesn't say anything about the recommended flows. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that through with Dave as well. I believe that because obviously having it as a secondary system, I would say it's either a 60-40 or a 70-30 split, and then in the event of this getting blocked, then it would go 70-30, 80-20, 90-10, 95-5, 100-0, I would have thought. And then obviously clean it back out, do everything you need to do, and then you'll go 60-30, 70-30, and you keep doing that. Okay? Now, it's saying that this system works over a 12-week period. Okay? Now, let's use a little bit of logic on that. Okay? If I was to leave that in the bottom as pad number 1, there's no way on God's earth, unless I'm proved otherwise, there's no way on God's earth that that in 12 weeks time will be as good as what it was when it started. Okay? Again, I haven't seen it on the manual, but me personally, I will be over 12 weeks rotating this. So 6 will become 5, 5 will become 4, 4 will become 3, 3 will become 2, 2 becomes 1, and then 1 will become 6. And I'll rotate it that way. So you'll go down, up, down, up, down, up. So by the time I've finished, you should end up with 6 at the top, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, as opposed to going around the other way. That's how I'm going to do that. There's no real smell to it either, which I'm quite surprised about. And I would say, looking at that, that's probably as fine as RDF filter. So whatever gauge that is, it is quite fine, to be fair. So it is a powder, so I can see a bit of smoke or dust coming out of that as well, so I can't see that. So I've dribbled on enough now about this. So like I said, hopefully by the time I'll come back to you the next time round, I'll have got well, I'm hoping I'll have got a backer shower on there, hopefully. And then if I have, I'll get this connected up to it, and then what I'll do is I'll disconnect it from the reactor, show you the top unscrewed. I'll then show you the inside so you can see what's in it, and then I'll screw it back down, and I'll do it by hand. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to do it by hand, and I'm going to tighten it up by hand, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect everything back up, and then we're going to see if it leaks. Very, very simple. And then we're going to, using the NT Labs, we're going to test all of the water parameters. So I'm already going to test the water parameters anyway, because obviously I've got 4 fish in there. 4 fish? Yeah, I think it's 4 fish. It's 4 fish in there. So I'm going to check the monitor on that. Now, if you think about it from a realistic point of view, the 4 fish in there are ranging between 15 cm and 28 cm. And there's only 4 of them in there. It's a 500 gallon tank, and then it's running into a 320. In the 120 there is 100 litres of K plus media on the outside, and there is 50 litres, I think, 50 or 25 litres, without looking at the manual I don't know, so either 50 or 25 millilitres of K1 micro on the inside. It's brand spanking new, it's white, I haven't even PP'd it. I'm doing it in a brand new system, and I'm going to do it as if exactly what it says for new ponds. I'm going to treat it as a new pond, and that's for the sea, and I'm going to quote it again with what it says. So it says, new ponds can be stocked immediately without fear of any ammonia spike or losing fish, allowing the nitrogen cycle to mature naturally over a 12-week period. So, and it says that you can put in according to this, you can overstock. So I'm just looking for what it says on there. Advanced dimension, system, tube ponds, 7 sponges. So it says here, safeguard your stock on delivery from ammonia spikes. I'm sure I've discussed it on parts of there, without reading it all over again, which I don't really want to do. Yeah, it's on here somewhere without going through it all again. I mean, obviously you can reread, reverse it back, and you can reread what it says on there. So I'm going to come round now. So like I said, I'm going to put everything away before Teresa kills me. So let's move this over. So basically, I can't see anything. Okay. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this back in the box. Go back and have some tea. Chill out, not worry about anything, and then like I said, I'm going to go on Marketplace. I'm going to try and see if I can get a backy shower, 2 tier, 3 tier, don't really matter. I'm going to set that up on the pond, and then that's my plans further down the line. So when I get that, if I get that, I'll come straight back to you. Okay, good afternoon. As you can see, different t-shirt. You can see I've got a bit more stubble and stuff on here now, so you can see what's going on. So I'm pleased to say I managed to acquire a backy shower, which is a bit of a nightmare, but that's a different story. So I managed to do that. So I managed to acquire that. So what I've done so far is I've connected up the backy shower, I've connected up the reactor. Just to show you, so a couple of things I'm going to show you first. So obviously I'm going to show you the media which is in here. So as you can see, media is still white, still bubbling, still virtually brand new. Okay, so that's that. And then if you look there you go, you can see backy showers on there now, and you can see the pond reactor that's on there. So I've done that so far. What I'm going to do now, if I can just bear with me a sec, I'm going to disconnect connection from there, the connection from there to detach it, and I'm going to unscrew this. What I've done, as you can see, I've put on a oil filter connection, and then all I've done is put a bit of cloth around it, and all I'm doing is stopping it from moving. That's all I'm going to do. And then what I'm going to do then, I'm going to undo the bolt there, and then I'm going to undo the bolts on that one there, which completely detaches this completely from the backy shower and this. So that makes sense, if it makes sense to you. What I can also show you as well, as I've explained, so it comes out from the pump, comes into a union there, look, or a divert, and then obviously I've got a ball valve there. So I can then come into another ball valve, straight into the reactor, and then straight out and then straight back into the back of the shower, and then I can control it doing it that way. And again, I'll show you the rest of the bits and pieces in a minute. So what I'm going to do, because I'm on my own, is I'm going to disconnect it using my gun. Or wait for Tracy to come back. Probably easy to wait for Tracy to come back somewhere. Let me see what I come up with. I'll get back to you in a bit. Is there anything else? I'll do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you can see I've undone the valve, the rubbers on here. I'm just going to turn this round. The reason why I'm going to turn this is so I can give it some purges on unlocking this. I'm going to turn that round. I'm going to lock it into the machine over here. I'm going to tighten that up. There's quite a lot of water in here, so I'm going to make a bit of a mess in a minute. Just bear with me a second. I should, in theory, be able to move back side with the other side. What I'm going to do, I've got the spanner that I took around to mark chetters. Now obviously I'm going to get a bit wet undoing this, but you'll see that there's barely anything on there. You look, there you go, it's come loose like straight away. Okay, so just start it, and then I'm going to undo it, and obviously there's water going to be coming out. There's nothing I can do about that because I've got to rinse the water out. Put that on the top of there, and what you'll see in here, you'll see, you look in there, it's in the sponges. You've got the sponges that are located here, look. And then you've got the ammonia blockers that sit inside. So ammonia blocker on there, sponge on there, ammonia blocker on the top, and then sponge on top of that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this valve round like I did previously, and I'm going to bring that round if I can. Obviously because it's wet, it's turning into a gripper. So I'm going to turn that round, I'm going to make it touch that, and then that will be my purge. Just going to tighten that up. So it's got nowhere to go now, look, you can't move. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to put the screw back on, it's up. Now because I ain't got much in the way of grip, you'll see, I'm just going to put this on, look. Literally. If you watch, that's all I've done, nothing else, okay? So, what we're going to do now, I'm going to put the piping back on. I'm just going to nip that up slightly. Nip that up as well at the same side. Try to do this with one hand, it's not the world's best. There we go. Okay, so you can see that's connected back up now. I might have a couple of leaks on here, but the important thing is you're looking down here. And I'll dry that off, because what you're going to be looking for in a minute, Tracy's going to be zooming so you can see. I'm going to, bear in mind this water's from what I've just done. I'm going to open this bottom valve here. I'm going to close that one, and then you'll see on there, look, there's no water leaking from there. Okay. So I'm just going to tighten everything up now on that. Come back to you in a minute. Okay. Okay. Good morning. So you can see loads of air needs cutting. So you can see today is the 24th of March. So it's Sunday, second day of the open day. So, Pond Reactor. So as you know, about 5 weeks ago we put the pond reactor on, took you through everything, and then we put 120 fish in. Show the video in a second. So yeah, as you can see, 120 fish went in there, so we did take it to the extreme. So brand new filter, as you know, brand new media in there. We did put some filter starts in there, standard stuff. So this was the virgin system with pond reactor straight on. So I've now got here in front, I've got 3 waters now that I've just taken out using that. I'm also in support, I'm going to use the HANA test kit, and I'm going to use the Regent A and B to give you the exact ammonia. I'm then obviously going to use the standard ones here, which is obviously your 3 ammonia, your nitrite and your pH. Now obviously my pH in here is always around the 8.1. It's always around the same as that, and it's never changed. No, it's never changed. And I'll show you the fish that's in here. Obviously there's quite a few already come out. So bearing in mind this is had alprexin because obviously it was in quarantine. So I'll show you this now. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the water direct out of the reactor, which, so you can see, look, comes up, comes down, and comes out through there, which is that located there, yeah. And then the other one, which is my bypass, comes up, and then comes into my vacuum shower, which is located there. So, and also if you look at the valves, I've got that one fully open, and I've got that one 3/4, which gives me, give or take a little bit. If you look at the flows, it's now probably a 70-30 split between the two. So there's 70% going through the reactor, and 30% going through the vacuum shower. Now originally I had it on 50-50, but I wanted to get some flow through the air as well. Obviously I raised it up. So I'm going to show you in pure test, but right here, right now, I'm going to show you the tests that I'm going to do on here. So obviously, and I'll come back to you in approximately 10 minutes, because obviously this is, what time is it now? It's 3 minutes to 7. So I'll come back to you in about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're coming to the test now. I'm just going to show you the time again now. Bearing in mind we were 3 minutes to 7. We are 7 minutes past, so it's exactly 10 minutes. Now obviously the ammonia is a 10-minute test. Nitrite is only a 2-minute test, but I wanted to show you in pure, and then obviously I'll show you the ammonia as well. So I'll just quickly show you now. So you've got ammonia. So if you have a look at that, ammonia against there, look, that's nominal. Nitrite, bearing in mind that's been longer than it's supposed to have been. So if we go to the nitrite, bearing in mind that's longer than it's supposed to have been. So again, that's within the tolerances. And my pH, you see my pH is nice as well. Okay, now, like I said, I've done the HANA test kits as well. So, and I've done it in real time. So if you have a look at this, ready? 0.4. That's on the HANA test kit. Bearing in mind the HANA test kit is super sensitive. Now, my overall review on this. Bearing in mind there's 120 fish in here. 110 fish. So you can see that I do all the parameters and stuff up there. So my 100% review. This has been done properly, and it's been done in proper test circumstances. You've seen all the data. I don't get nothing to hide. There's 110, 210, 120 fish in here. Being fed 8 times a day. Flow rate is at, let me just go and show you that now. I'll show you that in real time as well. So 20,000 variable, and that's running at 35%. So that's running 35%. Obviously, all the media in here now, I've got to be careful. But you can see, we're trying to see the media's happy. So that's that. And obviously you've seen the pond reactor. So 0.4 for me is good. Now, fish keeping. Now obviously I'm going to say to you, I am no expert, okay? Anybody that says that their pond is zero ammonia, I've got a dead filter. The simple reason is, you need to have ammonia in your filter to help create the nitrogen cycle. So for me, everything that I've got here, from an ammonia point of view, is between 0.25 and 0.5. That's it, okay? Nitrite is stable around 0.25. Nitrate is the same, it's quite stable as well. If there was zero, you'd have a dead filter, and within a couple of days you'd have dead fish. So anybody, in an ideal world, yes, you want zero in your pond, but don't forget, produced fish not only excrete ammonia through their gills and stuff like that, but obviously they poo it as well. Now, I've done this in full test, 5 weeks in, 110 to 120 fish in here, and it's a 500 litre, it's a 500 gallon tank. I should speak for itself. I've got to be honest with you, I think the pond reactor is the bollocks. I proved it in here. I'm more than happy with it. So my review is, when you have a new system and you want to take out your spikes for your ammonia and your nitrate, I recommend the pond reactor. I also recommend the new updated one that will be coming out soon, because obviously the ones that they use the black sponges. They're going to, I think they're going to another product, I'm not sure. So the sponges and then the tea bags. So bear in mind, 7 sponges, 6 tea bags. So I'm going to leave this review here. I'm going to show you some happy fish. I hope this review's been honest. I'm going to give it a shave now, because obviously I've been doing this, itchy's like hell. I've been doing this from a pure, proper, honest review, and I've done it in pure time, okay? So, I want to put a disclaimer up straight away. Obviously, originally Dave was going to come and do an interview. Dave couldn't make it because he had a number of appointments that he had to attend, and he had a number of appointments he had to do. I did say to Dave that I was going to put this review out, and he's gone, ain't got a problem with it. Please tell your people, or your subscribers, that there's the pond reactor is going to come with the next edition is going to come out with a spanner, so you won't need to use spanners like I've been using. In theory, under normal circumstances, because you've got a screw at the bottom and a screw at the top, it's recommended that 2 people tighten it in opposite directions. You've seen how I've got it set up, so I've got it set up on a bracket, I've got it set up on an oil thing that's against it, so obviously it's used that. Yes, I highly recommend it without a shadow of a doubt, for new ponds. For taking out that new pond retention, I recommend it. I've proved it in here, I'm really happy with it. I do want to make it very, very clear, this hasn't been sponsored in any shape or form, and I mean genuinely, in no shape or form. So, okay, I hope you've enjoyed this, so thanks for watching.